Welcome back to our classroom. In this class, we are going to discuss the second part of chapter Electricity for grade 10 students. And in first class, we have already explained in detail some basic and fundamental properties of electricity. And in this class, we are going to study first one, circuit diagram. And an important law of electricity, that is Ohm's law. And third one, the properties that depends on resistance of a conductor. The things or properties that depends on resistance of a conductor. In first part, we have already drawn a circuit diagram and explained the things. Those who didn't watch my first part video of electricity, please go through the video. I will provide the link in the description box. We can redraw that circuit diagram. It have a bulb, and here we connected an ammeter, the positive terminal of ammeter, here the negative terminal, and a switch is the closed switch. And this is a cell or battery from which current I is flowing through this bulb to this ammeter, and like this the current I is flowing. Now we can study some symbols which are commonly present in an electric circuit. First one, a cell. How can we represent a cell? A cell can be represented like this. It has two terminals. This long terminal is termed as positive and this small terminal is termed as negative. This is the representation of a cell. Now, the next one is a battery. A battery or combination of cells. That is this first cell and again this is second cell. Like this, the combination of cell is called battery and is represented like this. Now we can study how can we represent a switch. Switch can be represented in two types. First one, if the switch is open, we can represent it like this. And if the switch is closed, we can represent it like this. Okay. Now, we already studied how can we represent an ammeter. Ammeter can be represented like this, a letter by the letter A. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Similarly, a voltmeter. A voltmeter, how can we represent a voltmeter? It is by the letter V. Here also two terminal, positive and negative. Clear? Now, how can we represent resistance? We can study resistance in detail in coming section. It can be represented, a resistor can be represented like this, resistor. Now, variable resistor. Variable resistor means it is a resistor, its value can vary. We can represent it like this. Such variable resistors are called a rheostat. Rheostat. Now the last one is a bulb. A bulb can be represented like this. These are the commonly using symbols which are mostly present in electric circuit diagrams. Now we can study an important law of electricity, that is Ohm's law. Ohm's law was introduced by a German physicist, Georg Simon Ohm, in which he found out a relationship between the current I flowing through a metallic wire and the potential difference between the ends of that metallic wire. Suppose if this is a metallic wire through which a current I is passing, and of course there is a potential difference between the ends of this metallic wire, that is V. That is V is proportional to I. Now we have to change this proportionality by a proportionality constant. So we can write V is equal to R into I, or V is equal to IR. This is what is our Ohm's law. Then what is this proportionality constant R? R is called resistance of a conductor. Now what is actually mean by resistance? It is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charge. Resistance means it is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charge. And the SI unit of this resistance is ohm and is represented by a Greek letter like this, ohm. Clear? Now from this expression, what is R? We can write R is equal to V divided by I. Suppose the potential difference between the ends of a conductor is 1 volt, that is V is equal to 1 volt, and the current flowing through that conductor I is 1 ampere. Then how can we write this R? Of course R will be 1 ohm. 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt divided by 1 ampere. Now by using a triangle we can represent all these equations for I, V and R. V is equal to I into R. I is equal to V divided by R, and R is equal to V divided by I. These are the equations for V, I and R. These equations are very important in order to solve the problems. From the second equation it is clear that I is inversely proportional to R. That is, if the resistance R is increasing, then of course the current I will be decreased. That is, if resistance becomes double, then the current I become half. Our next topic is factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. For that we are doing an experiment. Consider this is a wire, a nichrome wire having length L, and here a key, we have an ammeter, here a cell. This is our circuit, and we are replacing this nichrome wire in each case, and we are noting the ammeter reading. For example, first we have a nichrome wire having length L and the corresponding ammeter reading is noting. And in second time we are replacing this nichrome wire by another nichrome wire having length 2L, double the length of first wire. The thickness is same, the length is doubled. Then measuring the ammeter reading. Now the ammeter reading will be half of the original. Suppose if in first case if it is 10, then in next case we will get it as 5. That is, the ammeter reading becomes half. Now we are replacing this wire with another nichrome wire having the same length L, but the thickness is getting increased. That is, the area of cross section is changing. Then again we are noting the ammeter reading. This time the ammeter reading got increased. And finally we are replacing this nichrome wire by another wire, a same length copper wire. Replacing the nichrome wire by a copper wire, then again noting the ammeter reading. Here also the reading gets changed. From this experiment we have concluded that the resistor of a conductor depends on its length and also the area of cross section, then finally the nature of the material. And the precise experiments shown that this resistance is directly proportional to the length of the material, and the resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So while combining these two, we can write R is proportional to L divided by A. Now we have to change this proportionality by a constant. So we can write R is equal to rho L divided by A. This is also an important expression. Resistance is equal to rho L by A. From which what is rho? Rho is called resistivity of a material. Resistivity of the material, and its unit is SI unit is ohm meter. Hope the things are clear to all, and if you have any doubt you can comment below. And if you are watching my class for the first time, or if you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe my channel and press the bell button also to get the further notification. We can meet with another video. Thank you.